online. And why are we here? To actually address a very important issue of unemployment. Interestingly, like my fellow members have already said, we are in a city of India where the first thing that grows is agriculture. We have great agriculture, we have great land, we have a wonderful ground that people should be working towards. So we should never fall short of unemployment. But unfortunately, we are so carried away with awards and accolades, so carried away with certifications, that everybody, like our first fellow participant who I heard, was now upskilling only to degrees, including me. So I have been a PhD in VLSI chip design engineering from UK, and then now I am pursuing law because my expertise lies into posh so human rights and stress. But the need is that how far are you willing to allow the other people grow with value? Now, one aspect I see, because I run a company at the same time, I'm running an internship academy for students. Why do students come to learn? Is to get a certificate. And my first requirement to students is, if you're coming here for a certificate, then I don't take you in. I don't want any other qualification. I want you to come with an open mind of learning. And when we say 360, we are teaching them the first thing is to be gender sensitive, to be able to understand that whether you're a boy or a girl, whether you're a transgender or into any other gender, you need to be open to understanding that you're human first, because humanity is the first aspect. And unemployment can only be sought when you first understand that there are so many people across the globe, you, me, and everybody, apart from race, religion, creed, uh, any other color, or any other biases that we hold with a person, because the first impression is always what you see across. So as I'm looking at Safa, as I'm looking at Dr. Runa, as I'm looking at Mohammed, Vishwanath, Kalpana ma'am, Mike, Oman, Dr. Loveleen, Fareem, Emmy Allen, and all of you, the first thing we say is, what is this person trying and why is he here? The first thing we do is we look at that person and make an impression. And so is the whole world going to make an impression about you. So unemployment can be only sought when we stop looking at that person and trying to understand that what is he here for, but to provide him value and to get value out of him. The first thing, like our fellow members said, is what are the opportunities that we have? In India, we have use of labor intensive technology. We have very good people who are highly skilled, not only in coding, but also in AI, in robotics, highly intelligent people who can provide a lot of expertise to people who are out there in terms of language, in terms of organized or unorganized sectors. Second, accelerating investment in agriculture. We have the best of farmers, yet our employment or our growth is very slow. Today, we don't see agriculture as the best growing sector. But if you look at celebrities across the world, the first thing they would do is to buy land, invest in land, and become a farmer, including the best of celebrities we have in India. All of them have properties to agricultural land, and they are turning farmers. Why? Because even in pandemic, the first thing you look for is food and water to sustain. So, and next, of course, the medicine that we are looking for, which is causing the virus to flow. The third thing is diversification into newer technologies. So as I'm talking about diversification is first to become aware that we all are connected through thoughts, feelings, emotions. So first we need to become sensitive towards another person's feeling. We need to be empathetic. We need to be resilient because we are in stressful, challenging situations. So no matter whatever situation you grow in, whatever field or sector you grow, you need to first diversify to understand what that person is thinking and how can you upskill him. The fourth is industrial growth. Now, industries can be very different. Industry in Maharashtra could be very different from an industry in Africa or in UK based on the sector of work that is emerging now. It's very difficult to say which industry is pertinent today because every industry is trying to boom, and we need to see the policy. Now, for example, education, we never expected that NEP is going to come and we have a change of education. With the change of education, we are also having change of technology even faster than what we expected. So we need to be technology driven. We need to bring in newer apps. We need to adapt to photography, YouTube, Snapchats, get on to people, because this is the only way we can connect. Now we can't probably go and meet them. Now we can't have physical meetings. All we can do is to be on Zoom, be on Google Meets, be on any other newer versions. Like even Zoom has a very intensive new technology that has come in where you feel that you're inside a meeting room. Okay. Expansion of employment exchanges program. Any kind of program is good to do across the globe as far as you are budgeting and seeing how it helps your country to grow. So I think if you focus on what country are you in and what can that country have the best, even if it is working on communities like transgender, even if it is working towards developing. So a lot of countries are highly less in ecological growth. But every country, I can't be expecting to grow agriculture in the northern part of Europe. Okay, that's all covered with ice. And you cannot be thinking of it growing now. So obviously, what works in Finland will not work in Australia. What works in Australia will not work in India. What works in India will not work in Europe. So I will not generalize it by saying this is what you need to do, but focus on the skills. Um, Attitude and mentality of a person can be molded if he is aware about what he communicates. So again, I come back to communication. Attitude, mentality, gender sensitivity are the key skills. Application and implementation of everything, including an internship. As of now, the youngsters are only busy collecting certificates from internship, but their key area should be working on the skills, even if they are working 1 month free in internship. Open to new exploring areas. Like I said, think out of box. So even if you can think of how you can change a matter of a dump yard or a matter of plastic or a matter of even converting a chewing gum into a piece of brick, then you can offer people homes. And that's why we have TED Talks of people. That's why we have innovative, creative people. If you have children who have these creative ideas, the first thing you should do is empower at home. So education doesn't start outside in universities or in internship academies or not only in companies, but also starts at home. So look into yourself, friends, and see where does unemployment start. Is it from your home? Is it from your internship academy? Is it from your company? Is it from your society? Is it from your people? You need to work on everything because this is fast paced and nothing comes easy. You, me, and every person sitting here has grown only with hard work. You know that in and out. And if you've grown easy, then your journey ahead is not going to be easy because you really, really need to work on every aspect of your growth, including your leadership and growing your people. So thank you very much. I think it's all about the need-based analysis as per your sector, being gender sensitive, working on where unemployment starts, either from home or from society, application and implementation of any education that you take today, whether it is from home, from your parents, or from a university internship or from a company. Think, explore out of box, and nothing comes easy. Unemployment will start from you first. Thank you so much for hearing me. That's Mrs. Rana Khatri Tandon, founder of Right to Rise and RKT Foundation from India. And you can always stay connected to me on social media, or you can always reach out Mr. Raja Rao, and he will surely connect you. Thank you for hearing me. Yes, sir, you're on mute. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for the wonderful message. Really, thank you. It's great inspiring for the younger generation. What they need, what they want, they should be very clear. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Now we are inviting Dr. Shafiur Rahman sir. He's a great visionary humanitarian. He's the founder of Global Human Rights Peace Foundation. Really, it's like a blessing to have his presence here. Sir, will you please unmute and speak, sir? Dr. Shafiur Rahman sir. We are repeating, Dr. Shafiur Rahman sir, founder, Global Human Rights Peace Foundation. Okay, now we are inviting young leader, Ambassador Ibrahim Alpha Moiga. Ambassador Ibrahim Alpha Moiga, please unmute your mic and give your representation of youngsters.
Yeah, good afternoon. Listen. Oh, good afternoon from
One second, Moiga, please. Dr.
Right.
Shafir Rahman sir is here. Please.
Yeah, good evening, everybody.
Please.
Hello. Hello.
You are audible, Dr. Shafir Rahman.
I'm
You can
audible?
speak. Yes. Yes, you are audible, sir.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. It's a pleasure being invited by Dr. Raja Rao for this occasion. Yes, coming to this unemployment, I can say one thing. To bring the change, we have to be changed. There is nothing like unemployment and all. But the only thing is that the approach of people has changed, their mentality has got changed. Jobs are everywhere. Right. But the only thing is that one has to be upgraded. Hello.
Yes, sir, it's audible. Please, sir.
Yeah. So like we have seen that in the international market, people travel from India or any other country to the international market, and they do whatever the jobs they get, odd jobs and all. So why not in their own country they can do that kind of approach and all, right? Why one has to wait for their profile of job and all? Jobs are available at every point of this thing. For a small example, I've been into medical tourism. Now medical tourism has stopped worldwide, but it doesn't mean that the business gets stopped, right? Now we are doing domestic medical tourism. So this is how the things keeps on moving. And to be this thing that though I am the founder of Global Human Rights Peace Foundation, I have exercised for Africa. Because Africa, we focus a lot because there are a lot of challenges of unemployment, hunger, lot many things and all. Even I approached the governor of Lagos in Africa, stating that you develop the industrial development park over there. The companies, the industries will get across the world in Africa itself, so that the employment challenges will get resolved. There are thousands of graduates coming out every year from Africa colleges and all, but still there is no employment. From where the employment will come? There is no industries, no other business and all. So we normally say that apart from this, a group of 5 to 6 from the same field can come forward and make an innovative concept and start their own business. This is how the unemployment will be resolved over there. That's what I would like to express. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Dr. Carly, ma'am, please.
No. As you are not responding, I thought of responding nothing. Thank you very much, sir, for the wonderful message. Yes, sir. Every student have to look at the opportunities and they have to build up their own career. Thank you very much.
Ambassador, youth leader Ibrahim Alpha Moiga, please. Please unmute your audio and.
So yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Roja, for giving me the opportunity.
Make your video visible, young leader. Make your video.
Okay. Sorry about that. Good afternoon and good day to all listeners and viewers. And I appreciate so much for being to be part of this particular honorable forum, and I'm delighted to share my view about the issue on unemployment. And first of all, I would like to appreciate my mentors and leaders who have already made their statement, and a gratitude to the great delightment that they have already tendered. And with this, I will start to like subject to some of the things that I've already outlined. I will start with my recent, or the second to last speaker, who is CEO Rihanna. Her statement about the willingness, or how are we ready to support young people, or for us to give the platform, or for us to empower another. You know, Africa, like the recent speaker I've just said, Africa is like a debut for unemployment, and it's an issue coming in and out every day, because young people graduate from university, 70,000 of young people graduate, and you can only have 10% of the graduates being employed based on the job scripture that we have in our terrain. And I will as well subject to the statement by my CEO, the chief guest speaker, Madam Nadia, that we lack system within the educational structure. These are some of the things that greatly affecting the African leaders or young people, even our generation, because I'm speaking in the perspective of, as a Pan-Africanist, you know, we lack structure and system within our educational structure. You know, all the vibrant people don't want to become lecturers and teachers within the educational wing. They want to become doctors, they want to become professors, they want to become CEOs, they want to become the like, you just name them, because you know the world or African is moving to that trend that they got the highest paid. You know, they are the highest paid. So we don't have an elite within the academic frame. So what they produce at times are elite instead of producing academic tagums. So these are some of the things that we are facing. And like we are really not ready to give a supporting hands to others to be like us, who have claimed the sky marks or who have become potentials in society. These are some of the issues we are facing. So I will talk now in the angle of unemployment here in Africa, because I have been opportune to move along the Africa continent based on the advocacy stuff, the activism, and that of the humanitarian service I extend as a youth. So, you know, it's a great exchange that you see a lot of young people here in Africa with so many skills. Like, young people are highly concentrated in the developmental trend. The world have moved to along 4 stages. We have the revolutions that was established. We have the agricultural revolution. We have the industrial revolution, and currently the world is moving into the digital. The world has already moved into the digital revolution, which, you know, I will tell you frankly, from what I've learned and from the experience I've gathered along the way, Africa is like within still agricultural revolution, whilst the world is moving and the world is trending now into the digital revolution. And you see, the young people that are guardians cannot meet the standards of operation, because if the world now is into the digital revolution and still we are fighting along the agricultural revolution, it means we are not meeting the standards. So guess what? When the young guardians are out of college, they will not find themselves fixed into the system, because the system is above them. The system is not within their own frame. The system is not operating along what they have learned. And even still, as we are still fighting for food security, I would say, because as one of my speaker rightly mentioned, he said, even in the midst of the pandemic currently, the first thing we consider most priority is food, because if there is no food, definitely you'll not be able to move along. And we have not been able to like really cater for our system, because one, we lack the proficiency, we lack availability of tools to make provisions of what we required. And you know, the United Nations goals talk about partnership. The last goal talk about partnership. I asked myself this question: is the world really achieving the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal? Because if the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal talk about partnership, and Africa is here, we lack everything. I would say we lack everything. Why I say so? Because if we are to produce things that should be produced by Africans, we have everything, all the resources. We have minerals, we have diamond, gold, bauxite, you name them. We are rated on the world, as the richest continent in the world. But yet still, we depend or we hope on the international body to support us with our various activity. We depend on the international body to support us in our different operations, even in our political ring. We depend on the international body to come and support us. So how will our government, how will our countries being developed, or how will we cater for our youth to be employed? Because even the leaders we have depend on the international body to support us. But yet still, the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal focus, the last goal talk about partnership. And the Asian world coming to our continent, invest from us and took along to their own continent, create provision, create opportunity for their own kids, create opportunity for their own framework. And now the world is in a digital frame. We are moving technology into the highest peak. Yet still, Africa is not benefiting from it. But everything you guys are enjoying, or they are enjoying over there, came from Africa or comes from Africa. But yet still, we are facing the worst. I could vividly recall in the midst of Ebola pandemic back in 2013, 14, 15, within those period, all of the investors that are in Africa, they flew back to their country because we had a pandemic. We have Ebola within, and they are not able to stand with us. You vividly well know that they are benefiting highly from us. They are taking along our resources, everything we have in Africa, to their own country. That's a simple indication that shows. Because when we are in the midst of the pandemic, the Ebola was striving or killing so many people, young people in Africa. The investors, the white colonists came in here, they flew back to their country. Instead of they shut down their hotels, their industries, their companies, and everything. Same goes now when the pandemic is ongoing. A lot of people have been jobless. A lot of youths have been jobless currently because even the international NGOs that are supposed to be operating, that hired or employ some of these youths that are guardians, they shut down. They traveled back to their country. They closed all their activities. Everything was shut down. So they were unemployed. Still they are unemployed because the companies, the NGOs, the factories, the industries that are operating, and they are not operated by the local people, or they are not operated by entrepreneurs or engineers or youth developers within the country, definitely those businesses were shut down. And millions and millions of young people remain unemployed until we'll say back again, or when they will declare finally that coronavirus is over, which I'm not seeing it very possible, because already WHO have declared that we are going to see the pandemic as something that we are going to live along with him. And I will try to make recommendations about how we can make resolution or provisions or needs to address the issues of unemployment. I've been opportunity to be part of one of the biggest youth organization platform in the world, which is Yongo, Official Youth Constituent. And young people are so energetic, young people are so resilient, young people are so consistent about change. Young people are so customized about change. They want to drive change into society. But could you believe enough, or will you will prove me right or wrong? I will tell you with ultimate parity from experience I've had, young people are not given the opportunity to express their fullest potentials. Young people are not given the opportunity to really exploit what we have in us. For a nation to be developed require the skills and the energy of young people. And if we are not given the opportunity as young people to exploit and really to showcase what we have, definitely I don't think if we are ready to really tackle or handle the issue of employment. Secondly, we should give priority and opportunity to young people. Support them. For those of you who are heading bigger institutions, I duly appreciate my mentor, Madam Elizabeth, Dr. Elizabeth. She has been doing extremely well. She creates opportunity for young people, train them with skills, give them the enlightenment as to how they should go about running their institutions, or their initiative that they have that it's more instrumental to the development and the growth of the nation or the world at large. You know, kudos to some of the people who really put in their effort, their synergy, their finance to the ideas, to the ideology of young people, because we cannot all just focus on the formal frame setting, which young people has to create their own job opportunity for themselves. We have lots of entrepreneurs in the world, which are young people, highly recommended. But some of them have the initiative. Some of them have the ideas. They are not given the opportunity. Some of them have the initiative. They are not given the platform. They are not supported because, you know, I would say all fingers are not the same. You know, all fingers are not the same. I could vividly go over the scenarios of the human races. You are given birth into the world, not by yourself. Someone gave birth to you. And before you go through along, you have to hold someone, you have to creep, you need to hold someone to walk along, which simply tells you that we all are not the same. It takes stages and period which you need to go through. So if young people have the innovative skills, they have the ideas that it's well explained, and we think if we give them the opportunity to showcase what they have, definitely we'll be able to minimize the issue of unemployment. And secondly, what I will recommend, we need to leverage or put more premium within the educational system. You know, the system needs to run within the world frame. If the world is now in a digital revolution and our educational system is not moving in the digital revolution, then what are we really aiming to achieve? Because if young people graduate from university and they come into the universe and the universe is moving into the digital system, the revolution of digital world, and young people are not taught or they are not being taught by all of those stuff, definitely how would you ensure they are employed? When they go for interview, like my mentor was saying, Madam Elvin was saying, you know, when they go for interview, they will really lost track. So what I want us to introduce into the system, you know, the medical system is very more important. A doctor is being trained by a doctor, and exactly they will be trained with system which they think they will meet into the hospitals and other platform. You know, a banker cannot be trained by a professor who does not know the operation of a bank. You understand? An engineer will not be trained by a professor who does not know the operation within the engineering system. These people need to be trained by their comrade. These people need to be trained by the system in which it exists. So I recommend that the system of education highly needs to be put in place. And lastly, the world needs to give young people opportunity. They need to give us the support required for us to be able to do what we believe in and what we think we can do. Let them don't force us to what we don't love, like my previous speaker Alex stated. Let them don't force us to what we don't believe in. Let them just encourage us to do what we think we can do, and we'll be able to like manage or solve the situation of unemployment. Because if I love what I do and I do what I do, definitely I'll be able to employ myself, and I'll be able to employ others who believe in what I do and who believe in the same ideology. So thank you all for your listening, and I appreciate you all.
Thank you, young leader. Thank you so much. Now nations need leaders like you. If you have 10 people like you in every nation, certainly it gets better. Very good. Now we invite famous writer, Ambassador Dr. Lovelyn P. Ayo, ma'am. Ambassador Dr. Lovelyn P. Ayo, ma'am. Please unmute your mic and give your presentation, ma'am.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. I am Dr. Lovelyn P. Ayo from Nigeria. I want to say thank you for the invitation. At a time when unemployment is rife and hopelessness is on the rise, the need to come together is our stand. Together to pick up the pieces of minds that have been shattered by the ugly situation of unemployment. Many are disheveled and wonder the essence of living or the means of survival. Sadly, in some African countries, the number of graduates that roam the streets is alarming. They have searched for jobs to no avail. I remember meeting some who have lost the belief in the system and have asked, what next? When they're not guaranteed rightful placement in society. The question, the need for stressing through higher education learning without getting the fruits they deserve, or where to apply their skills or be seen as useful to society. Not that they're unqualified or lack the merit, but because the powerful strain of nepotism reigns supreme in some institutions. Others, due to tribal bias over merit and competence. The pandemic has also taken its toll on us, with many jobs lost. And we do look forward towards recovery and a better future. How can we achieve this? Firstly, in my own opinion, we need to nurture our minds by educating with this. Unemployment is a problem that has a solution. When we take the necessary steps through the rank of education, the informal, formal, or vocational, as well as the willpower to fix this. I therefore plead with the heads of government to adopt effective policies that ensure the provision of career opportunities that matches the labor force, as well as trainings to prepare all for jobs of today and tomorrow. And to all employees of labor, let's act with right and just conscience towards potential employees. We should be sources of uplifting others without bias and the reasons for other people's happiness, since it is when we extend arms of love and bringing out the best in others that we can defeat the problem of today. And to the unemployed, students and youths around, never give up on education. See the times as a step out of your comfort zones, a time to build and to mold you tougher, a time for discovery of your innate skills and power, which you never knew you got, waiting for you to upgrade and create something for yourself. You will be amazed to find you have much more to offer and are needed to change the situation. I urge you not to give up on hope. Hold firmly, taking daily doses of positivity to drain out the waste of negativity that kills progress, that kills your dreams. Build yourself up. Keep walking towards your dreams. Keep believing things will get better. Let's all network and give assistance to one another. And together, we can fix this, as we are all the needed change. Thank you very much, American International Education Federation, World Peace Commission, Yes You Can, International Diplomatic Organization for Development and Peace, CONIPA, Success World One, and Shyamala. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for your wonderful speech, ma'am. Now we invite Dr. Carolyn Makaka, Professor Dr. Carolyn Makaka from United Kingdom.
Hello. Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, it's audible. Thank you.
Sorry. Okay, just hold on. Good evening. First of all, I just want to say thank you so much for inviting me to be part of this wonderful initiative, which is very important as well. And I also want to send my prayers to my brothers and sisters in India. So we are in this together. Thank you so much. So I'm going to talk about addressing the unemployment issues. So employment, or rather unemployment, has always been an issue in nearly every country on the face of the earth. But then what is unemployment and how can it be addressed? I will briefly look into this subject. Generally, unemployment occurs when a person who is actively searching for employment is unable to find work. Unemployment occurs when workers who want to work are unable to find jobs. Unemployment is a key economic indicator because it signals the ability or inability of workers to readily obtain gainful work, to continue to gainful work to contribute to the productive output of the economy. More unemployed workers mean less total economic production would take place than might have otherwise. Now, in a nutshell, employment is the inability to be gainful employed by workers who are ready and capable of working. What are some of the factors? I want to look at some of the factors that brings about unemployment, which is very, very vital. So unemployment is caused by various reasons that came from both the demand side, rather known as the employer, and the supply side, when made terms of the workers' demand side reduction may be caused by high interest rates, global recession, financial crisis, and many other things from supply perspective. The main issue that causes unemployment is occupational immobility, the main being inadequate education and training. There are other reasons. These are other reasons for unemployment, such as seasonal occupation, like within the agriculture sector, slow economic growth, and the increase in population. However, I'll look at the important points that can get an unemployed individual much more ready to find gainful employment. So one of the most important factors that can help individuals to beat unemployment is to obtain the necessary qualification and training in the field of your choice. Boost your credentials by getting the satisfaction that you want. Certainly, many professionals will not accept you without some of the qualifications or training. Once you gain the education and qualification that you need for a particular job, it is extremely important to apply the correct techniques in your search for jobs. So the following ideas may be helpful to one. So I just want to give you the following ideas, which might be very helpful. So one is make use of the current technology, such as the internet, to search for jobs that you want. Post your CV on different sites. And two, you may want to think outside the box. Use the internet, TV, news, or newspaper to track where the work in your areas is being outsourced, and then follow the work. And the other point is visit job fairs and find out what the employers out there are offering. You will find out which companies are going to be hiring and the requirement needed. So the other point is practice your interview skills very well and get ready. Practice in front of the mirror or with friends. Learn to anticipate questions, have a great answers ready, know how to present yourself in the best light. The other point is look out for internships, and especially for university students, they will help you to showcase what you can do and learn at the same time. You may have work at a job you don't want for a year. In order to get the job you really want, you might have to resolve yourself to climbing the ladder one rug at a time. Remember, big things can come from humble beginning. Be willing to work and be willing to learn, and be willing to work your way up. And you might also want to change your environment. Be prepared to either relocate or travel long distance so that you can gain a job. So these are some of the few vital information that can help you to get a job. So following these ideas might help unemployed to get employment. However, please be aware that the most important issue is getting the necessary qualifications and training. I'm Dr. Caroline, founder of Ladies of All Nations International, creator of We Are the Change, and also founder and creator of Galaxy of Stars. Thank you so much. God bless you. Have a nice day.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for your wonderful presentation. Now we would like to invite Her Eminence Dr. Kalpana Satheja, ma'am, member of Niti Aayog and NASA. Ma'am, will you please?
Yes, myself, Dr. Kalpana Satheja. I am from India. Since beginning of this conference, I'm listening my country name, India, India, India. In this pandemic situations, India is suffering a lot. Across the globe, only one country name, that is India. Because our health infrastructure is providing a great things, though also this COVID-19 has given a very bad remarks to our populace. On this conference, still today, India is a country of villages and laborers. While talking about the employment, I would focus on education, because education and employment are linked together. We always say that if people are not educated, they will not get a better employment. Before 5 years, that if we go to back, most of conferences was organizing on Human Development Index, Sustainable Development Index. Now we're thinking about the happiness index, well-being index. Where is happiness? Where is our well-being? If we don't get a proper education, definitely we will not get a better employability. Education and employment, both are the basic indicator of the human development and sustainable development goals. There are many indicators which are affecting on the unemployment, like caste system, increasing in population, seasonal agriculture. In our country, there is no season. There is no proper season of monsoon also. Some of areas are not getting proper monsoon, and due to that reason, There is no proper agriculture in that area. Slow growth of infrastructure development, slow growth of industrialization. After independence of our country, still we are dependent on our agriculture system. In 1980, there was a huge and big industrial policy announced in our country. It was based on industrializations, especially in the rural areas. But though also, we are not in a proper employability channels. The other reason is less saving and investment. This is a business cycle, If there is no proper education, there is no proper employability, there is no income, there is no saving, and there is no investment. And again, it comes on the market structure, recessions, depressions, and all. So the education should be in a very proper way where the youth can get straightway to the employability. Inadequate irrigation system are here in our country. And the most important thing is immobility of labor. My country believes in a joint family system. Most of families staying together, where the family head is not allowing to their son or daughter to go outside for the employability. Whether they get less income in the same city or same town. While talking about the female participations ratio in my country is very less, there is a lots of reason behind this. No doubt, since 5 to 6 years in my country, there is a big campaign of Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao. But though there is a less female participations in workforce, because when we watch in rural areas, there is a less girl child education. There is a less girl enrollment ratio. No doubt in my country, each and every villages, there is a one primary school with the very nice scheme of Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan. But after completing the 7th standard, after completing the primary level, the girls are not going to the other place. Maybe due to distance, due to not availability of the transportations, due to a village mentality, parents are not allowing that daughter to go to the outside to get education. There are many affecting factors in education in my country. Wherever we go to the rural areas, those people are totally self-reliant. Atmanirbhar, where the scheme has been launched in my country in pandemic. Government is taking a lots of initiatives in this pandemic situations. There have been a massive changes in the economic structure of India since this pandemic began. Government has launched many schemes and programs like Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana, MG Narega, then PM Seva Nidhi, Atmanirbhar schemes, and many more. Employment, it's a vulnerable issue for any country. Earlier, it was an economic indicator, but now it is a psychological and philosophical issue. Whatever we need, we always get. We need infrastructure, we get. We need stylish clothes, we get. We need cosmetics, we get. Why we don't getting job? What are reasons behind this? We have to be connected together. We have to unite together. This is the time to wake up about the employability. Because in this era, if across the globe, 45% people are unemployed. Think about the next generation. Think about their employability. What they will follow. All the countries, they're having a different policies, but these all policies are on black and white. There is no proper implementations of the employability. I would like to say one example. In my country, some of works are totally male-dominated works are there. For example, the men are climbing on the pole and do some electrifying work where the women are not allowed. Most of male must do. But in this time, especially in this pandemic time, when there was one advertisement for this electrifications work, especially on the pole, one lady has applied and she cleared the exams. After completion these exams, when she appeared in interview, there was a male interviewer there in this panel. See, they asked her, why you applied for this post? This post is only for the male. And you can't do this work. This is very hard work. Then that lady said, why you give an advertisement and you do not have bifurcate who can apply, whether lady or whether male or female. So I applied, I cleared my test and I'm ready to do this work. And after all, that lady has cleared this interview succinctly. And she became the first lady as electrifications, and she climbed on the pole and she was doing electrifying work. So what is your intensity to do the work? Well, as one my fellow member has said, in my country, the people are just running behind the white collar job. Job is job, work is work. There is no gender bias. You're just willing to work what you are doing. So in my country, in this pandemic situations, no doubt, government has taken a lots of initiatives like, startup area, Make India, Made in India, then MG Narega scheme, then Atmanirbhar scheme, and one of the most important is special economic zones. About the special economic zones, where the laborers, after completion the monsoon or after agriculture season, they were moving to the urban area to earn something. So government has made a special economic zone, special in the rural area. So the laborers cannot shift rural to urban. They must stay in their own town, in their own village, and they get a employability under the one roof. So the special economic zones, already it has been established urban to rural, not rural to urban. So this was the great achievement of our country, where the special economic zones are established special for the employability at the rural areas. So while talking about this unemployment, there is a lots of, affecting factors are there, reasons are there, determinants are there, but we have to just come out from this, vulnerability. Other thing is that it depends on the people mentality, what type of work they want to do. No doubt our education policy is also, that depending on this youth, after completions of any degree, they are not getting employability. There is no proper vocational courses. There is no proper, that internship training centers where they can get a job after completion their own degree. So, my dear friends, this is the wake up times. Work together, make hands together.